To the next round of Division 4 volleyball we go between Oak Level and Dayspring. Dayspring will be to your left, Oak Level to your right. I would say in the black uniforms, but, you know, since they're both wearing all black, we'll just kind of go with the left and right thing. Dayspring is the #1 overall seed here in Division 4, and this starts with a 1-0 lead for Oak Level. So Autumn Walker with the serve. This is played back across now. Once again, Oak Level with an opportunity here. It's tipped across, will eventually fall in. And a 2-0 lead for the Conquerors. It's tipped across. Now played in the middle. See what happens with that. It ends up going backwards, so a 3-0 lead for the Conquerors. So Walker with the serve. Played to the outside. Good dig in that back line by Walker. And that tipped back under the net. And it's a 4-0 lead. Let's put back across. Set to the outside, and that hit out of bounds by Savannah Knight. So a 4-1 lead for Oak Level. As into the lineup comes Becca Cassidy. Serve played to the outside, and that will eventually fall in. So a 4-2 lead for Oak Level. Is back to serve for the Lions is Emily Zabrowski. Emily, 91% serve accuracy. Also been on 3 different all-tournament teams so far this year. And that hit into the nets. That'll make it 4-3. Dayspring Christian out of Blacksburg, Virginia, right down the road from Virginia Tech. They were 8-8 coming into this year's tournament. Coached by Patrick Zabrowski in his first year. And that hits out of bounds. And we're tied at 4. Serve here played to the outside. Now once again an opportunity for Dayspring. Out front, that tip back down. Good play there from Bobby Johnson, making a 5-4 lead for the Lions. Serve played back to the middle, and that pushed back into the corner. And so we're tied at 5. Off a nice play from Kira Bell. Serve here from Cassidy, now played again by the Conquerors to the outside. That tipped across and down. Make it a 6-5 lead for Oak Level. That serve is a rocket. Return back into the net. So an ace will make it 7-5. Again, we're still early in the day on Friday. We'll have a couple of more games, and then we'll get to the actual championship games. I want to say 3:30 this afternoon is the Division IV championship. And then we go all the way through to Division I overall championship tonight at 8:45. Seven-six the lead for Oak Level, and there is an ace served up by Courtney Perfader as the junior will go back and serve again. Serve here is returned on a single hit. Back to the far side and put across there by Mimi Hilt. That hit out of bounds. And an 8-7 lead for Dayspring. Perfader's serve is an ace. We'll make it now 9-7. And that's out of bounds. We'll make it 9-8. Serve returned. Now set to the outside. And that pushed across and down by Kira Bell. The Savannah Knight will continue to serve here for the Conquerors as we're tied up at 9. And that goes into the net. So a 10-9 lead for Dayspring. Now senior Bobby Johnson to serve. Across there by Perry. Now sent back over by Dayspring. An opportunity for the Conquerors here. That hit into the net by Bell. As Johnson to serve again with an 11-9 lead for the Lions. That is in for an ace. We'll make it 12-9. Serve here again, played off that ceiling. Back up front, tipped across. Now the Conquerors with it. And play back deep, and that'll fall in for a kill by Alyssa Perry, making it 12-10. That serve into the net. 13-10, the lead for Dayspring. Karabeth Long to serve as soon as we figure out what the problem is at the scorer's table. So that return back across after the little timeout to get things squared away at the scorer's table. Make it a 13-11 lead for Dayspring. Back to serve for Oak Level is Jamie Corns. There is an ace. Make it 13-12. Jamie Corns came into this tournament with right around 100 aces, and she's definitely up that mark. The two-time All-State player. This ricochets, that will eventually fall in. Now 13-13. By the way, Oak Level out of Stokesdale, North Carolina. 18-11 coming into this NACA tournament, coached by Clay Walker in his 8th year. They were the CSAA state runner-ups. 3rd year at the NACA tournament for the Conquerors. Now an opportunity here for the Lions. Set to the middle, and that hit into the net by Grace Stallard. Make it 14-13 Oak Level. Serve now played up front, put across by Zabrowski. That's blocked up front. Good save on the near side by Perry. And that hit into the nets. So tied at 14. That's tipped across on the far side. Now once again, an opportunity for Oak Level. That hit out of bounds by Perry to make it 15-14. The lead now for Dayspring. Step back over, now an opportunity for the Lions, set to the outside, and that will fall in off the kill from Courtney Perfader, making it 16-14. Serve here, returned on one hit, making it 16-15. Serve from Alyssa Perry. Played now to Perfader on the outside. We'll just put it across. Another opportunity here for Dayspring. That just sent over. And a kill on the near side for Savannah Knight. Back tied at 16. And a timeout to Dayspring. Back with more in 1 minute. You're watching the NACA. So out of the timeout, serve played up front and just tipped across. Now to the outside, and that goes off the block for a kill from Becca Cassidy. Make it 17-16 Oak Level. Serve here played by Perfader up front. That was just tipped over to the outside. That hit inside that back line. Another kill from Cassidy. Now 18-16. And the serve here from Perry. Played to the middle. And the outside. That put across from Cassidy again. And that is a kill for Savannah Knight as Dayspring in the net, make it 19-16. Serve played to the outside. Perfader hit the top of the net, and that will eventually carry out of bounds. Make it 19-17. Back to serve for Dayspring is Grace Stallard. Track down, play back to the middle. That was actually a pretty good hit by Becca Cassidy on the run up, but she did hit it out of bounds. Make it 19-18 and a timeout to Oak Level. Back in 1 minute, you're watching the NACA. So out of the timeout, 19-18 is the lead here for Oak Level. Set in the middle, and another kill up front for Bobby Johnson. Now we're tied at 19. Here's Grace Stallard to serve. That's near side. That hit into the nets. And now 20-19. Serve here, return back up front. Perfader puts that across and it goes out of bounds. So the kill for Courtney, making it 21-19. So Stallard with the serve. An opportunity for the Lions. And a good dig on that back line by Long. Outside, that put across, that is in on the near side, off the return of the hit from Savannah Knight, making it 22-19. Stallard's serve, returned on one hit. And that tipped into the nets, make it 22-20. Autumn Walker checks in for Oak Level. Serve set to the middle. Good hit there from Johnson, now blocked up front. As this track back across. Another opportunity for the Lions. And Perfader hits it into the net, so 22-21. Serve up front, tipped across. Sent on the near side, that put into the nets by Kira Bell, making it 23-21. Becca Cassidy back in for the Conquerors. That serve tracked down and put into the net, so 24-21 on the set point, and timeout to Oak Level. Again, back at 1 minute. You're watching the NACA.
Can one choice change a life? When it's a big choice like choosing a college, it's safe to say yes. Put yourself in the shoes of a new student. You want teachers you can really learn from, classes you look forward to, friends who share your faith, and times you won't forget. But more than that, you want a college that prepares you to serve God with your life. Pensacola Christian College offers all this and more. Come see what a Christ-centered campus is like during college days at Pensacola Christian College.
So, set point here in set number 1. As a comeback in the near side, Bell will put it across. Perfader. Bell again pushes it back to the back corner. And sent across. And that played in a deep corner. Nice hit there from Savannah Knight, making it 24-22 and still set point. Serve here from Cassidy, and it ends up back in the net, so 24-23, still set point. Here, played to the middle. Put across there by Johnson. And that hit into the net. Now we're tied at 24. And that out of bounds. 25-24, the lead here for Dayspring. Back to serve is Courtney Perfader. And this would be set point once again. And that's set back over. Once again, an opportunity for Dayspring. Perfader hits that out of bounds. Tied at 25 again. Serve here from Knight. Played up front, and now an opportunity for the Conquerors. And that's still kept alive. Once again, an opportunity for Dayspring. And that is in on the far side. Make it 26-25. The lead now for Oak Level. So it's set point now for the Conquerors. As that return on a single hit, now back up front. Once again, an opportunity here for Dayspring. Now back in the near side again, put over by Long. And that will fall in, so the kill for Alyssa Perry. And Oak Level takes set one, 27-25. We'll take a break, come back with set two here in 3 minutes. You're watching the NACA. start of set number 2, and a 1-0 lead for Dayspring. Emily Zabrowski to serve. Played to the outside. Wow, that ball hammered off the hands of Savannah Knight. Good dig in the back row for Dayspring though, and then into the net to go the Lions. We're tied at 1. It's back in for Oak Level. Comes Autumn Walker. And an ace served up from Autumn. Make it 2-1. So back up front. Tipped across there by Cassidy. Now it comes right back over. Up front, Cassidy will just send it over. On the outside, Perfader puts it across and down. Make it a 2-all tie. Perfader's serve is out of bounds. Make it 3-2. And that's out of bounds. So tied at 3. Serve track down, now tipped across and down. Good play by Knight. And then for Dayspring comes Ella Tilley. So replace Perfader. And that serve out of bounds. So a 4-all tie. Karabeth Long with the serve. That ricochets off the ceiling, and so out of bounds it goes. Now 5-4. Long with the serve. Played up front. That goes into the nets. Now making it 6-4. And that hit into the nets by Kira Bell. Now 7-4. And an ace makes it 8-4. That's Long. We get set to serve again. Played to the outside. Now an opportunity for Dayspring is to put it across. And that's in that back corner. Off the hit from Melissa Perry, making it 8-5. And 5'3", 8th grader Kira Bell to serve for Oak Level. This played up off the ceiling into the far side for Perry. Now back to the middle and just sent over by Stallard. That went off the block up front. So a kill for Becca Cassidy and make it now 8-6. Serve here from Bell, left up front. Now an opportunity for the Conquerors. Play across by Perry. Perry again. And sent across and out of bounds. That'll make it 8-7. Serve here played into that back row. Bell will play it off the ceiling. Now once again an opportunity for Dayspring. Set on the near side. That hit the top of the net and kind of rolled through for Cassidy. And that hit into the net. So we're tied at 8. Bell with the serve. Track down, and that hit out of bounds by Knight on that back line, making it 9-8 Dayspring. As Courtney Perfader back in. And that returned just inside that back line. We're tied at 9. And nobody goes for the second hit for Dayspring. First one got put up, and then everybody just kind of stood around and watched. So 10-9, the lead for Oak Level. Sent to the outside, put across there by Perry. And that falls in off the hit from Grace Stallard. Back tied at 10. Play back in the near side. Boy, good spot in that corner from Melissa Perry. Just kind of placed it where it needed to be. Now 11-10. Serve here is inside that back corner. So the ace will make it 12-10 and a timeout to Dayspring. Back in 1 minute. You're watching the NACA. Out of the timeout. A 12-10 lead for Oak Level. Fader puts that across. Wow, nice swing on the near side from Cassidy, and that return into the net, so make it 13-10. That serve just out of bounds to make it 13-11. Now Emily Zabrowski to serve. And that's out of bounds to make it 14-11. Send for Oak Level comes Autumn Walker. And that return short, or serve short, excuse me, make it 14-12. As back in comes Becca Cassidy. Serve here from Perfader. Played back up front. That's tipped, kept alive, and then sent over. And that is out on the far side is the call. Make it 14-13. Serve from Perfader. Tracked down and now set back over. Tipped across, that will fall in, so we're tied at 14. That played off the ceiling, left in the middle, and that will eventually fall in, and a 15-14 lead for Dayspring. Serve here from Perfader is an ace, make it 16-14. And we have a timeout to Oak Level. Once again, back in 1 minute. You're watching the NACA. And an ace served up out of the timeout. Now 17-14 Dayspring. And that a line drive shot, but still alive here for Oak Level. And put across by Bell. Now sent back to the near side. Boy, good save on that backside by Stallard. And that deflected. Off the near side, that rolled off the top of the net. eventually fall in. So an 18-14 lead for Dayspring. Played onto that back line, hit out of bounds. I'll make it 19-14. That serve out of bounds. Now 19-15. Serve from Cassidy is an ace. 19-16. It's played back out front, played out of the net by Dayspring, now sent over. Sabrowski just puts it across. And pushing the near side. Boy, good diving save on the back end by Stallard. And a good kill off the near side by Savannah Knight. Make it 19-17. And that's served into the net by Kelly Cassidy. Make it 20-17. This is Bobby Johnson to serve. And that's hit back into the net. Now 21-17. Played up front, just tipped across. And that tipped under the net, so 21-18. Serve now from Knight, track down on the far side, and make it 21-19. So Oak Level trying to get back in it here. So here played back out front. And that hit out of bounds. So 22-19. And back to serve for Dayspring is Karabeth Long. Track to the outside. That was Perry putting it across. That hit out of bounds, make it 22-20. And the serve now from Bell. Back up front. Set to the outside, and that's good placement there by Alyssa Perry. Just found the open spot on the floor, makes it 22-21. And Bell set to serve again. So Bell's serve here, played up front, put across there by Perfader. Once again, opportunity for the Conquerors. Again, put back deep. That does clear, just barely. And that hit into the net. So we're tied at 22. we have a timeout to Dayspring. Back in 1 minute. You're watching the NACA. So the serve out of the timeout is just out, making it 23-22. Dayspring, that goes under the net. We're tied at 23. Back to serve for Oak Level is Jamie Corns. And that'll be an ace, making it 24-23. And now match points for the Conquerors here in Division 4. And that goes into the nets. So back tied at 24. Grace Stallard to serve. This left out front, and that will eventually fall in. So now 25-24, the lead for Oak Level, and again, match points. So Alyssa Perry to serve. Played back into the middle, now tipped across. Sent over on the near side, that hit into the net. And we're tied at 25. So played back to the middle, that's tipped across. Played on the far side, that's tipped over. And we have an illegal hit on Dayspring. So 26-25, the lead for Oak Level. We're back to match point again. So played back to the middle. And we're tied at 26. So now back to serve is Courtney Perfader. Played back in the middle of the floor and make it 27-26 Dayspring. And a timeout to Oak Level back in 1 minute. You're watching the NACA. So now set point for Dayspring, and there's an ace, and we'll go to a third set in 3 minutes. Be back with more here from the NACA. So out of the timeout, it starts with a 1-0 lead for Dayspring. This is a third and final set here in Division 4. This set will only go to 15 as we try to find somebody to advance here. The serve by Zabrowski is then hit out of bounds by Savannah Knight. And They say it was tipped, apparently. So a 2-0 lead. I mean, excuse me, a 1-1 tie. Or what I believe should be 1-1. As Autumn Walker will get set to serve here for Oak Level. I think they're still trying to figure out exactly what's going on. I think they're just getting the scoreboard back to where it's supposed to be. There we go. All tied up at 1. Now Autumn Walker to serve. Just played to the outside. That will roll across and down. Now a 2-1 lead for Oak Level, and again Walker to serve. Played back to the middle. That's deflected, and Walker will hit it into the net, so we're tied at 2. Serve from Courtney Perfader. Tracked down and now tipped over. Set on the near side, and that's hit into the nets by Karabeth Long, and a 3-2 advantage as the Conquerors will get set to serve. And tipped over. Now set over on the near side. Set to the outside and hit into the net by Mimi Hilt. Can be a 4-2 lead now for Oak Level as they will continue to serve. Kelly Cassidy serve. Tracked down and now put over. Put over there by Bell, and this hit out of bounds. Make it now 5-2. Cassidy to serve again. That did clear the ceiling, didn't quite hit it. And this kind of poked across. Now once again, opportunity here for Dayspring. And that will roll in. So 5-3 the lead now for Oak Level. And Bobby Johnson to serve for Dayspring. So a couple of ricochets off the ceiling, and then that hits under the net. Make it now 5-4. Johnson with the serve. Track to the outside. Now an opportunity for Dayspring. Perfader will just put it over, and that will fall in. And we're tied at 5. Serve here, played in the near side. That's just tipped over. That will fall in. A 6-5 lead for Oak Level. Back to serve for the Conquerors is 5'7" sophomore Savannah Knight. Service error gives it back to Dayspring. I believe it should be 6-6 at the moment. Trying to get that figured out. So make sure they get it figured out. There we go, and now Dayspring will get sent to serve. Turned up front, tracked down on the far side and hit into the net. Make it a 7-6 lead for Oak Level. The serve here is an ace. Now an 8-6 lead for Oak Level as Kira Bell will continue to serve. Down, now put across. That's sent over and played back on the near side. Now an 8-7 lead for Oak Level. Serve here played to the far side, and that will fall in, and a 9-7 lead now for the Conquerors. And we have a timeout to Dayspring. Back in 1 minute. You're watching the NACA. Serve here is an ace. Make it now 10-7. Just a reminder, the third set only goes to 15. This is to stay alive in Division 4. Winner moves on. The loser is done for this year's tournament. Perfader on the outside puts it across. Now sent over by Perry. And that tipped across and down by Grace Stallard, making it 10-8. Stallard's serve is an ace. I'll make it played back on the near side. This is pushed across. I guess they said replay the previous points. I think in the past in this tournament that has been just considered out. As in along that back line. Make it 11-8, the lead now for Oak Level. So Alyssa Perry with the serve. Back to the middle and now tracked down by the Conquerors. To the outside it goes, and there's a good swing by Perfader, and that will go down as a kill. 11-9, the lead for Oak Level. Serve here played back out front. That hit out of bounds. And make it 11-10. And a timeout to Oak Level. Back into 1 minute. You're watching the NACA. Out of the timeout, that hit into the nets. And we're tied at 11. Now Emily Zabrowski to serve. Play back over on the near side, put over there by Knight. Another opportunity for the Conquerors. That blocked up front, still alive though, and will eventually fall in. So a 12-11 lead for Dayspring. Serve here goes into the nets. Back tied at 12. Into the lineup for Oak Level comes Autumn Walker. And there's a kill on the other side by Bobby Johnson, making it 13-12. The lead for Dayspring. And now Courtney Perfader to serve. Play back to the far side. That's just sent across by Knight. And that hit out of bounds. So we're tied at 13. Serve here is an ace. We'll make it 14-13. And now match points for Oak Level. So once again, Kelly Cassidy to serve. Serve from Cassidy, played back. That hit out of bounds. And Oak Level will knock off the 1 seed in Division 4. They do so in 3 sets, winning at 15-13. in the third. We'll take a break. We'll come back in just a little bit with Division II volleyball. We'll get there in just a few minutes. You're watching the NACA.